Oh yes, we're back in the shop. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. I was gonna say to Mike's Garage, but it is Mike's Garage. It's Mike's Garage and Mike the Truck Nut. So anyways, update on what I've done. The last little bit I didn't record, but I decided to take all the snaps off the front for the winter front because I got to thinking about it. I'm not gonna work this truck in the winter, and they're cramping my style. Yeah, the little snaps were cramping my style. So I took them off. I used my decal remover to pull off the trim, and you can see how much that red has faded. And I'm debating on filling these two and taking those out so that we can paint the whole thing. I also took the grab handles off so I can get in there and you know, get that decal off. And you know, if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it right? I mean, I'm gonna paint it myself, and I don't know how good of a paint job it's gonna be, but we might as well give it a shot, right? To make it as good as we can from the get-go. Another thing I did is I tried taking this mat out, and you can't really see, but there's the flares bolted back here, and I can't get the buggers out. I'll have to try a little bit harder. I thought I ground the nuts off, but clearly I didn't grind the right ones off. And in the cab, we have a little work to do. I know, you're thinking, Mike, it's just about ready to go. But no, it really isn't. I ripped the seat out, pulled the floor mat out. You can see the corrosion. You can see the corrosion in the door, which is a real bugbear. I have to vacuum up all the dirt. Before we put the interior in, I gotta clean this panel, get the sooty yuckiness out, and I gotta pull the seatbelt out. Ow. I don't know if I can save these. Well, I mean, I guess I could, but anyways, actually that's just the cover that's broken. But I gotta try and get this out. And they are a proper bugbear, and it's a little creepy just sticking my hand under there. So there is a nut there, so I need to do that. Another thing that I did is up there, you can see, I ground down, preparing for fiberglass where the spotlights were. I'm gonna fill those with fiberglass so that I can seal up those holes. And I decided in a vote of 1-to-1, yeah, anyways, I'm the only one that really voted on it. I'm gonna put the grab handle back on for two reasons. One, it's a grab handle. It could be useful. And two, it could hide some flaws. Not that I'm saying there's gonna be flaws, but there's flaws. I mean, I'm not a perfect bodyman. I know, you're shocked. You're like, Mike, I thought you were an expert. Well, newsflash, I'm not. I'm also gonna start putting this handle back on, but to do it, of course, it bolts here, and then I need to put some riv nuts there and some riv nuts somewhere over there. But I didn't have any riv nuts before, so thanks to the miracle of Amazon, I ordered a case of riv nuts. So, yeah, look at that. And I also got a tool. I thought the tool came with some, but it didn't. And a friend sent me a really wicked gold Peterbilt emblem, Terry. You know who you are, Terry. And he also sent me some stickers. I know, right? Sorry, no riders, except blondes, brunettes, and redheads. We're not fussy. Andrew's a brunette, so. Well, we'll just put it on the passenger side so she doesn't see it. Anyways, thanks, Terry. It's a pretty fun decal. Put it on the truck when Andrea's not looking. Oh, but Smokey, you're coming along. Yeah. And I think, I'm just throwing this out there. I think I am going to put the cab extenders on, you know that? Because with this panel, you can see it overlaps, where factory it wraps around. Now, I didn't try and wrap it around because one, this panel is thicker than a factory panel, which is, it's actually kind of good because it gives it more rigidity. It makes it stronger is what I'm trying to say. But I have this seam and it's kind of a big seam. So if I put a cab extender on it, what's it gonna do? It's gonna hide it. I know. And the finish back here is kind of rough from the cab extenders before because they're not, well, they paint it with the cab extenders on, which is why on this side, hello, it's got a green stripe. And that's ugly. So if you put the cab extender back on, it hides this, and I don't have to worry about fixing this. I just have to sand the back, you know, fix it up so I can paint it, put cab extenders back on, and it makes less work for me. I know. I'm not doing it for looks. I'm doing it to create less work for myself. and it'll make the cab look bigger, so. And you know, it's always nice if it looks just a little bit bigger than it actually is. The cab of your cab over. Because this is a shorty cab over. I know, a lot of you are thinking, Mike, why is that cab so short? Well, it's because it's a 90-inch sleeper. So, whereas K2 and Kenny, they're longer. And if we look outside, you can kind of tell. Now, K2 has cab extenders too, but it has some corrosion, which is a bit of a, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do with K2. It's, one day, I should stop talking about it because eventually you guys are gonna be like, oh yeah, sure, you're gonna fix it up. But there it is, hiding in the snow. And you can see, so the fun thing about K2, AKA Kenny 2, is it's got marker lights on the roof and on the aerodyne. So it's got 2 sets of marker lights, plus it has 4 air horns. So that's why I'm not putting lights on top of the aerodyne, and I'm not putting a whale tail, because K2 and Kenny both have whale tails. So we got to do this one different. So it's going to be different. So that's why I'm doing it that way. And when we get to K2, for those of you that like your marker lights on top of the aerodyne, we'll do it there. So that's what we're going to do. K2 is going to be the lights on the roof one. So anyways, I'm going to get to it. And I see Dad is back, so I should shoot him a text and let him know I'm out in the shop doing some tinkering. And here's all those snaps. There's a lot of them. So if somebody would like to put a winter front on their K100, I'll donate the winter front. You just have to pay for shipping. I don't know what shipping would be, but I should probably pull the grill off too. But I'm gonna wait because maybe I don't need to pull the grill off. You know, because one of the things I was thinking about is I'm trying to plan how I'm gonna paint it. Now, I'm gonna paint the roof red and we're gonna go at that line. So the roof is gonna be red. And I thought about, because this stripe is there and there's, you know, it's hard to make a stripe disappear, about keeping that stripe, but putting a black line here that comes to a point, because we see that on K100s, outline this in black and outline this in black, and then bring another one here that kind of goes up like that, and then have a band of white, and then have it go like that, and then make it red down here. So, you know, you usually see it the other way around where it's white, and then you have the band of red. But being that this line is already here, I mean, unless I did it different and sanded this and paint that white to go with that white, and then paint it red in here. You know, that might be, that's probably the right way to do it, but I don't know. And then I got to fill all of these, which is kind of a bummer, and that's why if I'm going to fill these, I thought, you know what, I might as well fill those, because this is going to be a show/toy truck. I mean, if somebody buys it off me one day and wants to work it, then maybe whatever, you can put your own mirrors on. But these were obviously those mirrors that stick out and come down somehow, and that was probably the gusset. So I'm thinking I should just drill those out and seal them up. The only thing is, here's a question for you guys. If I seal those up, do I use You know, and this is a question, because right now they had bolts in them, like stainless bolts to hide it. Maybe I should just do that because it's less work. You know, I'm changing my thought process. You're watching a truck nut in brain in action. You know, because I was thinking if I fill it with body filler and the kitty hair, I don't want it to fall out. And of course, then you have a hole there. You can't really fiberglass it because it's aluminum or sheet metal. And if I could leave them here and just put stainless bolts back there, and then one day, if we want to put something back on there, we could. I don't know. That's for a future episode, but I might do that, but I don't know. We got to get the top done, and then we can see what we're going to do. So anyways, I've spoke enough, talked enough, talked and spoke enough, I speaked it up. Okay, before I stop talking and get to work, the other thing I was wondering is what if a guy put daylight doors on it? You know, the doors that go, that have little, but the only problem with that is then my mirror arms don't fit. I know, and I'd have to do different mirror arms, and you could make cab mounted mirror arms. So I think I'm just gonna leave these doors, and I might just see if I can find new door guts. You know, that can be a project for like a couple years from now when it's all painted and we're driving it and we're like, you know, we should do something different to Smokey. So yeah, I changed my mind. We're gonna leave them as is. We're not doing daylight doors. I mean, it'd be cool. The new K220s have daylight doors, but you know, they're all the way in Australia and I'm all the way in Canada, and I can only imagine what shipping would cost. Probably a lot. That's what I'm thinking. So, and I'm gonna snip this off because I'm pretty sure, looking at that, I don't know that this temperature sender is gonna work anymore. So when we get to that point where we need a temperature sender in it, we'll just splurge and buy a new sender. So anyways, enough talking, Mike. Let's get to it. Okay, what do I do first? Oh, and the other thing that I haven't showed you, because I'd have to stand on my scaffolding, is for that center light. It was back, and when I was showing it in the last or second to last episode, I didn't have the foamy under it. So I'm gonna fill the holes that are there, and I'm gonna put new riv nuts in the roof and move it out so it's the same distance as the others, so it'll be sticking out. So that's what I'm gonna do too, because you know, look at how good my fiberglass job is of these holes. Like I'm no expert, but I think that looks pretty good. And now it's ready for kitty hair, body filler. So, and it's a little cool in here to be fiberglassing, but it's 52 degrees Fahrenheit. So a little cool, but if we have to use the heat gun to just give it a little bit of a kickstart, a little that's what we'll do. So this is what I'm talking about. Now I filled these holes, those ones, and these ones, so we can give it a little body filler. I'm gonna fill this hole and this hole, and you can see how I kind of drew a line here to where the bottom edge is. And by my calculation, this hole should be like right there. Not there, but right there, to be in the center. And you can see that that's a little off center too. So I'm gonna fix that. I know, I'm a little nervous too. And over here, you can see my sand job, and it's just ready for some kitten hair. I will have to drill holes like that for the wires, but that's okay. We'll get to that. So I think I'm going to mix the fiberglass first to fill these holes, and then at least that can start setting. I'll give it a little wipe with some acetone. There's a little bit of crack in the fiberglass there. I'm not sure. And there's there too. I'm just not going to worry about that right now. No. If I pull the windshields out to paint it, then I'll do something about it. But right now we're not going to worry about it. Got lots to do to this truck. But I definitely want to fill those so that we can make it proper, and the side pieces, because then once I do that, then I can get back to the body filling. And you know, the roof I think is looking pretty good, and Does the roof really need to be perfect when nobody can see it from down there? I know it does, because, you know, we know. So anyways, did I say anyways? Like, anyways. And this is where my visor scratched it, but we fixed that now. So, yeah. So I'm using the matting fiberglass so it stays together, because the other stuff, it's kind of all over the place, and this kind of holds together better. Pre-cut. I'm trimming the edges off, kind of like cutting the crusts on a sandwich, and I think this is working good. I think this is working pretty good, if you're gonna ask me. Got some little extra bits there. I'll just cut a bunch more. There we go. And those are, oh yeah, those are all the extra bits. Those are the long ones. So. This one, oh, trim this edge. There we go. That way it doesn't make a lump. Nobody likes a lump. I'll keep a couple of long, well, I don't know if I don't think I need to make a long one for up top, so I'll just make some squares for the holes up top. And go like this, like that. Little squares, make some bigger squares. There, just like that. That should be good. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put tape, like I did on the front, underneath where I'm fiberglassing, and then that way I don't have to sand it off. It makes it much, much easier. Wish I had done that on the side stuff, but you know, we're learning. One mistake at a time. They say you learn more from your mistakes than you do from your successes, so. And boy, they're correct. They're correct is what I'm trying to say. So, hello.
What's happening?
I'm going to fiberglass up some more holes where the spotlights were. There we go. So after consideration and talking to mon papa, I'm gonna fill the CB hole, because you know they had it so that you can put your CB on the brackets. Well, we're not gonna do that, and the other side doesn't have a hole there. So we're gonna fill that hole, and if I decide to put antennas on it, we'll put them on the mirror arms, because that's the way we do it here in Canada. Well, that's the way I'm doing it, and then you don't have a hole in the cab. So, because I don't think well, I don't know. It's a long ways before getting a CB in it, but anyways, I'm plugging that hole, and you can take that to the bank. Can't do anything with it when you take to the bank, but you know, it sounds good. You can take that to the bank. Okay, now I need to make some more matting, which means cut it into squares. So last time I made 4 ounces of resin, and it was too much. Too much resin. So I'm not gonna do that this time. I think I'm gonna make 2 ounces, because I ended up throwing that much resin out. And you know, resin is expensive these days. Actually, I really don't know how expensive, because I just put it on the credit card and worry about it later. Till Andrea says, Mike, slow down. Yes, dear. But anyways, 2 ounces of resin is what I'm gonna mix up. Put my gloves back on. I had to take them off because you can't tape with gloves. Well, I mean, you can't. Where'd my finger go? Like, there's no, where's, oh, there we go. Like, why does the glove only have 4 finger holes? Oh wait, they're supposed to have 4 finger holes and a thumb hole. I couldn't find the thumb hole. So anyways, let's resin up. Fun fact, I managed to clean up my roller. I know, look at how clean it is. It was a real bugger. I left it in acetone for almost a week. And well, it was Monday when I did this, and then it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, it wasn't Friday, it wasn't Thursday. I think it was, maybe it was Thursday. Anyways, I think it was probably Thursday. And yeah, softened it up enough I could clean it up. So let's make some resin, fiberglass stuff. It's kind of fun. Learn to do by doing. There we go, 2 ounces. Just a shimmy more than 2 ounces. Okay, I might load it a little hot on hardener. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Normally I do 6 and I put about 20. Oh, I need a mixie thing. Where's my mixie stick? So yeah, normally I do 6 droplets of hardener per ounce of resin. But I've added a little bit more hardener because it took a while for it to kick off because it's not really warm enough in here at 52 degrees. I think minimum it should be 60, but you know, we'll make it work. Hopefully it doesn't kick off too hard, and if it does, at least I'm only doing 2 ounces. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Am I a professional? Absolutely not. But you know what? Save yourself some money. Do it yourself. You know what? If you muck it up, you can grind it off and do it again. If you've got a lot of money and you want it done right, just take it to a professional. If you don't have a lot of money and you want it done okay, do it yourself. Okay, fill my, oh what? My tape fell down. Shiver me timber. Don't fear. Well, never fear. Mike's made a mess and we're here. Your gloves get sticky. I'm just gonna poke that down in. Try and fill up my hole with resin. So it even make it so it's a little concave-ish maybe. Boop. Oh. That's fine. Got lots of resin on there. See if I can do the side from up here. Oh yeah. That'll be good. Don't need to get too carried away, because that's usually what I do. Oops. Oh, and I didn't put a stopper here. Son of a goose. Okay, I'll have to clean. There we go. That looks better. I was smarter this time. If it's smart or not. And the excess fiberglass, I just kind of, the resin, I spatulated it on and brushed it on inside the cab just to kind of seal things up a bit until it was done. Don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I thought, you know what, it might be a good idea. And at least that way it uses up the leftover resin. So I can let this dry. I might go get the heat gun just to give it a little extra since it's not real warm in here, but I'll maybe just give it a little minute. I'll give it a little minute and then go hit it. And in the meantime, I'm going to take this burnt, you know, it definitely shows you how hot it was that melted all this aluminum off, but thank God it was here to save it. But I need to take this bracket off if I'm going to put side extenders back on. So I'm going to take that off and then I can turf this outside because it's garbage. I know. You're thinking, Mike, you could probably save that, but no, not gonna. So let's grind that off. There we go. She's a little rusty, but I could probably take and get it sandblasted and powder coated. Yep, it's gonna work. Now, another question, do I want to take all these screws out of here? Let's see if they come out. Maybe I will, just because it might, you know, what if you need a screw? Then you got it, right? Free hardware. But effective. So I've got the passenger side baggage door and I have to sand it, but I want to take the latch off so that I can, well, try and take the latch off so that I can sand it. I don't think I need to reskin it, just sand it so we can paint it from the heat damage. So this is cool. To get at the nuts, they have these little cover doohickeys. Now these ones are rusted, so I probably won't put them back in because you can get new ones of these at Home Depot. And let's see if that's 9mm or 8mm. It's not 8mm. Feels 10mm feel it must be standard. Must be 3/8. You know, it's so frustrating when truck manufacturers, like, some things are standard, some things are metric. I think pretty much on new trucks everything is metric. So it's probably 3/8. But yeah, I watched a truck painting show and they didn't pull the windows out or the latches off. And oh yeah, that's right. And the one thing I didn't like about that is, you know, if you're gonna do a good paint job, why wouldn't you take the things off that go in front of it? I mean, I know it's a lot of work, but if you're spending 25 grand to get it painted, let's just go the extra mile. I probably lost the nut. Oh well. That one came off lickety split. Same with that one. So that should, famous last words, come right off. somehow. Do I have to pull the... Oh, there we go. There we go. I think I'm going to see if I can put new handles on, because this is, although it still works, but it's got some rust in there, so, but, oh, shoot. There we go. Okay, now I can sand it, and it's, not obstructing. And I'd like to get the, because this is a stainless hinge, so I'd like to get the paint off that and not paint the hinge. Well, I was going to use some heat on those with my heat gun, but my heat gun has pooped the bed. Yeah. So sanding away on this, I used a die grinder right here. Probably maybe shouldn't have done that. But I've got some of this aircraft paint stripper. So I'm going to try some paint stripper for the rest of it, because I think I should get this down to bare metal so it's all the same. And there's a little bit of a divot there that I'll have to fill. And it might not be perfect, but you know, let's call it homage to its heatness, to its hotness. So anyways, let's try some paint stripper and see what happens. Never done it before. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I don't know. We're gonna find out. So I'm just gonna try pouring some of this right on here and then brushing it. And if it doesn't work, well, we know that doesn't work. Oh. I think it said one direction. One direction, two directions, three directions, four. What do you do when you're running out the door? Oh, it's potent. Yep, that's a paint stripper, all right. Right, one direction, Mike. Is it working yet? No. They say it should sit for 10 to 15 minutes before it starts working. And I set up a little heater. My fiberglass is starting to cure, but it's going slow. So put a little heater up there. I just have to make sure I don't forget and slam the door. So we'll come back over here. Now this piece is going to be a focal point. So, and that I should probably do uneat those, because what happens is these, and look at how the smoky stuff corrodes it, because you know that was like that, and then it kind of clips them up or whatever. So I have to clean that. I'm gonna take this off. See if I can clean, well, we're gonna take that off, and I'm kind of torn. I guess because this is a focal point, and this is a focal point too. That sounded like it would fall off. Debating about using stripper on this or not, because I want to paint it. So should I use stripper because it's kind of burnt, or just try and sand it? I mean, I guess I could try and use a stripper. Worst case scenario, I muck it completely up and we have to resort to sandblast and powder coat or something like that, but that'll be fine. I could paint it myself. So I'm gonna take these off because I wanna put them in some rust something or other, something like that, and I'll pop that off. I don't know if I want to put this back on or not. We'll clean it up and see what it looks like. There. Done. So that escalated quickly. Apparently it's in two pieces and I had already taken some of these bolts out. So I guess we're taking it apart to paint it and de-smokify it. So, but like I say, being that this is a primary piece, it's important that I clean it up. I don't know if I should take these out, all these rivets. I maybe should when it comes to painting it and cleaning it, but I'll hold tight just for now. So, you know, I'll maybe do some more research, but yeah, anyways, it's nice because then I can clean the smoke off and paint to seal up anything that might get a little stinky, because this truck is going to be wicked. Well, it actually already is wicked, but it's going to be wickeder. Yeah, wickeder. Ugh. Okay. So, I was going to leave this antenna on the back of the sleeper for the radio, but Dad's inspired me. I know. To take it off, and I was going to use it for the mirror, but I'm not going to use it for the mirror. Let me try that again. So yeah, instead of running a radio antenna all the way to the back of the sleeper that's going to get crappy reception and hide stuff, I'm going to take it off, fill this hole, and we'll have a radio antenna mounted to the mirror arm. Makes more sense. Question is, will this come off? And it's 10 millimeter, and I didn't bring a 10 millimeter. There we go. Beauty. And you know what we might do is when I paint it, I won't fill these holes and I'll put stainless bolts back in, and then if we want to put something cool on the back, we can. If we want to drill another hole for something, we can. But in the meantime, we're getting rid of this. It's fine-ish. And see, last time, ouch, I pinched myself. Oh, I pinched myself. When I think about you, I pinch myself. No, yes, sorry. Yeah, they painted right over stuff like this rubber, and that's irritating. So I think I'm just gonna fill this hole, Bryn, you know that? Because that's a big hole to have to seal up. And I would like to have a smooth backing so we could put a mural on it one day that says smoky. Maybe, I don't know. It's a big hole to fill. Well, let's give this a go. I'll put my gloves back on. I put the heater on it. See if that make a difference. Shouldn't it? I don't know. I scraped it a little bit, but I should probably put gloves on. You know, safety first and all that stuff. I'm reusing gloves because, you know, you gotta save money where you can, guys. Okay. It doesn't work worth crap. You know what? I'm gonna just put some more on, and we're gonna leave it overnight or for a day or two and see what happens. Because right now, this ain't working. All right. We'll just leave that and see what happens. Okay, guys, I'm doing some stuff that's not real entertaining, but I'm cleaning out the cab. I've blown it out. Look, you can start seeing gauges again. I'm gonna have to fix this dash. Clean up this floor, wire wheel it. I think I can take all this off too. Figure out where the screws are, because these will have to be cleaned or recreated, probably recreated. Pull this off to get in behind it. But I want to wash all this stuff and then I can button up the cab. And since I'm going to have water flowing in here, I know, water, to clean this sucker out. I mean, I'm going to have to take this off, obviously, but I got in the baggage compartment. There was flares bolted there. Here's this auxiliary heater. I think I'm going to pull this auxiliary heater out, at least for now. Maybe we'll put it in one day, but I'm wondering, is it factory? It kind of looks like it could be factory because the hole, I mean, whoever, maybe not. It just looks like the hole is cut out well and it's painted black. So I bet you that's a factory option. But anyways, so slow and steady wins the race, and I don't know if I'm winning yet or not, but Lord knows I'm making a mess. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Okay, that's it for this video. Catch you in the next one.